Okay, we're on page 122, question 2 of the book there. So we'll just zoom in on it for a second. It says the figure shows a pictorial view of a platform. Each step is of equal height. Draw full size elevation looking in the direction of arrow A. So our front elevation is in the direction of arrow A. We've got a plan that we're going to project from on top of that. And we have to do an end view looking in the direction of arrow B. So we're going looking in from the right, meaning we're going to be drawing it. Sorry, we're looking in from the left, which means we're going to be drawing it on the right hand side. So I'll have elevation on the left, end view on the right hand side. The whole height of the base here is 30 millimeters, so it means I'm going to have 3 steps 10 millimeters high. Now I want to set out my overall width and height for the elevation. Width of the elevation is 120, height 30, 20 and 60, which is 110 millimeters. So I'm going to set out a box for my elevation, 110 high, 120 wide. I'll step down 20 in the plan, and my plan from back to front is 90. So the plan is going to be back to front 90 millimeters. I've that already done on the drawing. So when I come along, I'll zoom back out, sorry, and we get to the actual drawing itself. So I've got my elevation and plan laid out here. Box 120 wide, 110 high, and I've got my plan 90 in plan. So step down 20, 90 millimeters for the plan. Now I was given 3 heights in the elevation. The first height was up 30 millimeters. That's for the height of the step, and then it's up 10, 20 for the curve. I'm going to put a construction line across for the curve, and we want to draw that in. So the curve 60, 120. So in other words, it's a semicircle. I'm going to come in, get the center for the curve. So I stepped in 60 mil, but very importantly, I'm going to find the point on the top. I need that curve to hit the left, top and right. So before I draw it, I'll go and check that. So I've got my center point on the curve. I'm checking it touches there pretty well. It touches up there pretty well, and touches the far side a little bit long. So I'm going to move my center point slightly. Go back and check them again. It touches the top, hits the side. That's better. So I'll draw in my circle. I'm drawing the circle in the elevation because that is the view where I see it as a circle. So this is where I'm starting. The top of the step is 30 millimeters high. So the step is 30 mil high. And I'll actually darken that much in. That's basically the outline of the elevation drawing. So I've got my outline of the elevation. The steps, it said, were all 10 millimeters high. So I'm going to go 10, 10, 10, and I'm going to put in the position of the steps. And that's that done. So that's about as much as I can really draw on the elevation, because straight away I've hit a problem. When I come back to the question, I look, there's no measurement for any of these steps, meaning I can't draw them in the elevation. So I'm going to have to turn to the plan and draw them in plan. In plan, I've got a 15 millimeter measurement, a 30, and then 3 15. So I'm going to set those out: 15, 30, 15, 15, 15 in plan. So I'll start from the back of the plan: 15, then 30, and then I've got 15, 15, and 15. The first measurement, the 15, is the curve. So that's this curve in elevation, is this section in plan. So I can draw that in. The side of the outline comes down as far as, here we go. So it comes down to the 30 millimeter measurement. So there's my 30, and it comes off at a 60 degree angle. So it said the angle of this is 60 degrees. So I've stepped 15, I've stepped down 30, and I've come off at a 60 degree angle. Same the far side. I'm going to put my point across. I'm going to take this point, put it across here, and I'll do the same on the far side. So 60 millimeters this way with the set square. So again, I've got the outline of the plan drawn in. It said each step is 15 millimeters, so that's where the 15s come in. So the steps are all 15 millimeter sections. I'll go find those. First step up 15, so it means I can draw my line in here. Next step up 15, I can draw my line in here. And so that is my first step, second step, third step drawn in. And where that comes in important is that now I've got the points on the steps, so I can see where I need to draw those steps. I can take those up to elevation. Take my point up, gives me my first line. Point up gives me the middle line. Point up gives me my third line. So those are my 3 lines. This is why we have to connect the views together. You can't do this without connecting the views together. You'd be making up measurements. That is absolutely not allowed. First step, take my next point up for the second step. Third step. And so now I've got my steps in either side, and I can darken in my lines. Elevation and plan is done at that stage. So I've got everything in that I need for the elevation and plan. It's a matter of drawing the end elevation now. So, same thing for the end elevation as we've always done. Where the elevation and plan cut the XY line, I'll put in my line. And again, I'm drawing it dark, you draw it light. I'm only putting it in dark so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take my points across. So, I'm going to take the back of the object first. Here's the back of the object. Bring it across to the line and up will give me the back of my end view. So that's where the back of the end view is. I'm going to take the front of the end view here, again across to my line, and bring it up to elevation. I'm not going to bring that up fully because it's only the front step, which is 10 millimeters high. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. I'll draw in the curve in end view. I've got the curve in elevation. Here's my curve and plan. I'll draw it in the end view. So I'll bring that over and up. And that's giving me the position of the curved section. The curved section, or the back section, comes down, and then it's got the 20 millimeters of straight stuff. But it comes all the way down to the steps. So when I come along, that piece is coming all the way down to here. All that's left for me to do now is draw in the shape of the actual steps themselves. And I'm going to build the steps from the front up. So the front step is here, it came over and up, and I know that the first step is 10 mil high. So I come along. So I've come straight up, and it gives me the 10 millimeter high section. I need to figure out where that step is going to finish. It's the second line. So I took up the first line, second line now, across and up. So this is the position of the second step. And what it gives me is the start of the second step coming up here. And again, that step is 10 high. So the second step here, it is an elevation. It's the second line I bring across. So at that stage, and I'll darken it in so it makes a little bit of sense, I've got my first step drawn in, and I've got the front surface of the second step, and it's coming back here. I need to find out how far it comes back. So I get my first, second, my third line is here. That comes up, and again it comes up. So I'm getting the shape now of the third step, and again I need to find the height of it. Third step was 30 mil high, which is here, and that gives me the full set of steps done. Three steps are in. Last thing I need to put in is where my side starts turning off at 60 degrees. So in other words, in my end view, if I'm looking at it, I've drawn in all of this section. I've drawn in all of this. I need to get this joint line. So that joint line, where it turns into the 60 degree angle, I need to find. And that joint line is here in the plan. So it goes from straight to the 60 degree angle. So again, I bring that across and up, and there is my end view complete. That's my finished elevation plan and end view.